What's up, everybody? Rob here. So this is a completely off-the-cuff, completely unscripted stream of consciousness review of The Northman. Now, I had seen this movie 2 days ago. I saw it on Sunday, and I'm doing a review today, mostly because I have time today. But also, I want to give a couple days, let the let the emotions kind of dissipate a bit. I can really focus and give more of an objective opinion of what's going on here. So there you go. I'm just gonna be going completely unscripted, and I don't know how to do a movie review. I'm just basically talking for the sake of talking. Anyway, I just want to point out that there may be spoilers ahead. I'm not going to try to do spoilers, but again, this is unscripted. Stuff might just slip out and, make it that way. Well, plus, I don't know what people really consider to be a spoiler. People complain when you tell them something that happens that was in the trailer. Like, you go into the movie knowing this was going to happen, and they say, that's a spoiler. So, spoilers ahead. I'm not planning on it, but something might happen. Any case, so The Northman, directed by Robert Eggers, and I just want to say, first off, the most important part of a movie review, the whole point of a movie review, is to tell a potential audience member, a potential viewer, was this movie worth it? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your money? And the answer is a resounding yes. The movie is absolutely phenomenal. If you were planning on seeing it, go see it. Don't hesitate, just go see it. If you're not planning on seeing it, go see it anyway, because it was just absolutely phenomenal. I loved it from beginning to end. And there was never a point throughout the movie that I was thinking, maybe could I be doing something else right now? Like, how much more is this left in this film? I wish, are we about done? It's like, no, I was riveted the entire time. So the film itself, absolutely phenomenal. The cast members are also absolutely stellar. Whoever was in charge of the casting, give that guy a raise. Absolutely phenomenal cast. The main character, Amleth, was played by Alexander Skarsgård. Now, I can't say I'm not really a fan of. I'm not really a big movie media consumption guy, but I've known the guy since Generation Kill. This was before True Blood. Iceman in Generation Kill, and then he was Eric Northman. Eric Northman. Yeah, see, Northman, the Northman. Yeah, okay. It's the kind of thing you can expect that from me. Any case, Eric Northman from True Blood, I remember from there, and in this movie, he absolutely shines in the role. The character Amleth is a very dour, very brooding individual. There's a sense of gravitas to him, and he absolutely conveys that perfectly. Also, physically, the guy, I don't know what kind of training he's on, but, the guy is an absolute beast in the role. He got in phenomenal shape. So, absolutely stellar casting choice. He's also a very large, I think he's like 6'4", so he really has that imposing, presence when he's on screen. It really, he just conveys that absolutely perfectly. Anya Taylor-Joy, she was absolutely perfectly cast as Olga, the Slavic witch, and she nails that role absolutely perfectly. She has that air of mystery about her, and just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, veteran actors Ethan Hawke and Nicole Kidman. They've been in Hollywood for a very long time, and there's a reason why they got, I don't know how many Academy Awards. If they won Academy Awards, I don't know, because I don't care about these things. But if they, they're definitely, they proved, nobody phoned it in, let's put it that way. I don't know how to describe it. Like I said, I don't do film reviews. I'm a history guy. What do I know? But nobody phoned it in. They were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Kles Bang, the antagonist of the movie, really sold the role. There's more to his character than the trailer leads on, and I'm not going to go any further. I want to avoid spoilers. It might slip out, but I'm not going to deliberately do it. Things aren't always what they seem. But yeah, he really does convey that role absolutely perfectly, and honestly, the guy was fantastic in that role as well. Really, I just cannot say anything bad about any of that. Nobody was miscast. Whoever was in charge of casting, that guy needs a raise. The two characters I think were underutilized in this movie. The actors themselves had a great presence when they were on screen. We have Bjork, who's very prominent in the trailer, and she's she's billing. She's on the on the poster and all that stuff. She was only in one scene. She had a great impact on while she was on screen. But she was there, one scene, and she's gone, and that's pretty much it. Kind of a waste, in my opinion. Maybe you could have figured out some way to make her a recurring character, but, hey, they didn't ask my opinion. But Yeah, she was great. And also Willem Dafoe. Again, he was only there for a very short time. I think he was only in like 3 scenes, maybe 2 scenes, 3 scenes. Again, an underutilized character, but again, I can see why, because of the nature of the plot and what happened and everything. He couldn't, it wouldn't fit to put him in other places. But yeah, while he was on screen, he had a massively, just an absolute phenomenal impact on the script. The cinematography was gorgeous. I have something I do appreciate is that there's a lot of, especially in the fight scenes, a lot of long shots, which people make bigger deals over long shots than they really are. But what I like though is that there's not a lot of shaky cam, and what happened was the camera was pulled back a bit. So when there was a fight scene going on, whether it was a duel or right early in the movie, there was a battle scene, and there's not a lot of shaky cam, not a lot of close-ups, so you can't really see what's going on. The camera pulls back, you see what's going on, you can get a sense of the movement of the characters, the blocking, where they are in relation to other characters, and you get a real good sense of what is going on. You can see the choreography, and it's just something I appreciate, especially as somebody who likes combat scenes and Karen Bardiche here. I mean, obviously. But I really do appreciate that. It's no shaky cam. Some movies, they come out, they shake so much you get dizzy watching it. Didn't have that problem here. Very well done as far as camera work and cinematography goes. Also, I just want to say, too, I do notice some stuff like this. The score was great. I really liked it. It sounded like Danheim or something very similar to that, though there were parts of it where it actually sounded a little bit like Skyrim. At times, there's actually one effect. There's a sword involved, and they're showing the making of a sword, and there was like the swing noise that is, very not true about like it gets pulled from a scabbard. But it sounded like, honestly, the thing that popped in my mind was the leveling up screen in Skyrim for some reason. I have no idea whether, I don't know, maybe it's the same sound effect, maybe not, I don't know. But that just seemed a little bit weird. But overall, the score, the soundtrack was excellent as well. Okay, now this is certainly an art house movie. This is not a big summer blockbuster. This is not a 300 or a Braveheart or Gladiator or something like that, where this big sweeping epic drama. And it's not Lord of the Rings with this grand narrative or huge epic battle scenes. There's one real battle scene towards the beginning of the movie, and there's maybe a total of a few dozen people on screen at any given point, and the camera is focused pretty much entirely on the main character throughout this thing. It's very tightly focused, and that's just the sort of thing you'll get from this kind of movie. This is not a grand sweeping epic or a huge spectacle blockbuster. It's definitely a lower budget art house movie, but lower budget does not mean bad. I just want to get that across. But if you're expecting this big spectacle, this is not it. Okay, now I just want to talk about the thing that everybody talks about, and that is the brutality, the violence. It is brutal. This movie is absolutely brutal. It is like, okay, we always talk in the history community here, we always talk about things like military history, stuff like that, Viking raids, they went off and they raided this village and they slaughtered a bunch of people, and it's just sort of like this abstract thing that happens. They show what that means. Like, they used to, they show up and they cut people's heads off. And you see the person's head get cut off. Or, you see a person at one point gets his stomach cut open, his guts, you'll see his intestines fall out. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's just it's absolutely brutal. You see body parts, getting hacked off, and there's actually one scene where bodies get nailed to a wooden wall, and it's actually the one character's response to that was actually kind of funny in a very sacrilegious sort of way. When you see the movie, you'll know what I mean. It does not shy away from the violence or the bloodshed. Now, at the same time, it doesn't actually revel it in either. At least I didn't seem that to me. It wasn't like a horror movie where it's gratuitous violence, we're just going to, show violence for the sake of violence. We're going to, just pour buckets of blood on somebody. But at the same time, it doesn't hide away from it either. It's just this is a brutal time. They're depicting brutal events. These are brutal, savage people. And they did evil things. By our modern standards, yes, that wasn't now. It's evil by our standards. At the time, that was perfectly acceptable. You go into a village, you murder, rape, rob, and pillage and all that stuff. They show that happening. for them at the time, and in this movie, consequently, it's like, yeah, that's just how things are. Evil by our standards, and but at the time, it was like, yeah, just yeah, how it was. So it doesn't revel in it. It doesn't make a spectacle of it either. It's not like 300 where it's like, Persians getting slaughtered and everyone's like, yeah, Persians getting slaughtered, woo. At the same time, though, it's like, it's not that bad either. I mean, it's bad, but they don't it's not gratuitous, at least in my opinion. So yeah, there you go as far as the bloodshed goes. And as far as the trippy imagery, now there's really two aspects to the movie. There's the actual main action, which the actual stuff in the real world, however you define that, and then there's also these trippy imagery. This is a Robert Eggers movie. There's gonna be trippy imagery. However, they've just furthered the story. They're an integral part of it. You could potentially take them out, and it wouldn't really affect the overall plot. But also at the same time, the film would be missing something if this was just like a straight historical epic. You take these things out, the film would lose a lot of its impact. And you see some things there which tie into the overall themes and the overall message. I don't want to say message. Theme. We'll just go with themes. I can't. It's late at night. I can't really think anything beyond that. But it ties these hallucinations and visions. They tie in very well with the story, and they actually enhance the story. So they're absolutely integral. And minor spoiler, there might have been an appearance. This is my knowledge of history. The timeline makes sense. There may have been an appearance by Olga of Kiev. She might have been making an appearance in one of these visions. I'm not going to go any further than that, but at least it fits the timeline. This is completely conjecture on my part, but yeah, that might be Olga, Saint Olga. Okay, now to address the other part of it, the history, the actual story is it's a fictional story. It's a revenge story. You've seen the trailer, and is this historically accurate? Well, it's a fictional story, so this never actually happened. As far as the weaponry, the clothing, the equipment, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Again, I was focused on the plot. I wasn't really going. I'm not going to be nitpicking this sort of thing, but it looked pretty good. You do have berserkers in it, and there's a big emphasis on berserkers, and there's a lot of controversy over exactly what is the nature of berserkers, and did they actually exist? Were they just guys who got caught up in battle fury? Were they King's Champions? Lindy Page did a video on this, and all that stuff. So I'm not gonna go down that road. But they present berserkers as being a real thing. They were guys they went through rituals to hype themselves up for battle, and then they go charging in. Archers can't seem to hit anything. I have no idea why. Practice guys. You would think guys running into battle unarmored, they'd be vulnerable, but no, they don't take any casualties, at least not that I saw. I think maybe one guy got shot with arrows. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Again, I was focused on the main action. Maybe a guy off the side got lit up or something like that, but okay, fine. There you go. Also, various points throughout the movie. Let me stick with historical accuracy goes. Generally speaking, it looked pretty good, though. The weaponry equipment looks pretty decent. You're not going to have too much anachronisms, something wait, that guy's wearing a conquistador helmet in the 10th century. It's no, nothing like that. That seems pretty reasonable. Maybe stuff this guy's, the nasal guard on his helmet was too wide or something. It's going to be minor nitpicks like that. Nothing really that I could see that was overtly wrong. Or overtly, bad with it. Except one character, he had a conical shape. He's a recurring character. Had a conical Norman, style helmet, but it was made out of leather, and I have no idea why. I'm not saying those things didn't exist, but it just doesn't make sense to me that it would exist. And I don't think they did exist either. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's just I didn't get that either. Yeah, there you go. So that's that. And what else was I going to say? Yeah. Oh, and one thing else too. Some things that there are some things that just happened basically for the plot. For some reason, people don't have on multiple occasions have zero peripheral vision. Zero peripheral vision. It's how did you not notice that? Or they're like the guards in or the soldiers in any of the Metal Gear Solid games. You put a box over your head and suddenly oh, where'd he go? There's just some things walking around. I'm just how did you not notice that happening? What? How? No, No. How did you not see that? And not just one time. This happened like multiple times. People are like... So I wouldn't say there are plot holes, but definitely there are plot conveniences. Like, you tell me you didn't notice that happening? You didn't see this guy just do that thing, like, right there? You didn't do a head count at some point? You know, just like, simple, like, wait, where'd you come from? Like, really? Okay. So it's kind of stretched my suspension of disbelief a little bit, but it didn't break it overall. Let's see what else. Yeah, overall, though, I absolutely love the movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. If you are interested, like I said, if you're interested in seeing it, go see it. If you're on the fence, I'm pushing you over the edge, go see it. If you're not interested in seeing it, go see it anyway. It's a fantastic movie. That being said, I just want to say that I'm pretty much done with Viking stuff in general. This is more of a general pop culture commentary thing. I see Vikings constantly. Vikings, this, Viking, that, Viking. Enough with the Vikings. I don't know, switch over to, like, you know, Anglo-Saxons or something. I don't know what, but yeah, I'm pretty much done with Viking stuff. But this was absolutely worth it. Check it out. This rant was not scripted, completely disorganized, completely off the rails, and I have no idea where else I'm gonna go with this. And so that's really all I have to say here. The battery's about to die right over here. It's got a flashing light over there because this is not my first take. In any case, please hit the like and subscribe button. More videos will be coming out whenever I get around to it. Have a good day. Or don't have a good day. You're an adult. Have any kind of day you want. See you later.